Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well and that you've had a great week so far. Today's subject is about self-doubt and how to navigate self-doubt when you are committed or you have committed yourself to a certain goal or objective to achieve certain things in life. Whether it's internal, personal, or exterior, or financial, what have you, whatever you are embarking yourself into, well, this is how to, in my opinion and in my experience, how to navigate this internal challenge as efficiently as possible and as smoothly as possible. And before getting really into the subject, I like to share actually how I came about with this subject, how this idea came about as to why I want to touch this specific subject on today's video. And long story short, it was last weekend. So if I'm not mistaken, either Saturday night or Sunday throughout the day, whatever, I was about to actually fall asleep. I was in my bed. I was trying to, get things in motion, recover, and then my mind just started spiraling. I don't know about you guys, but before going to bed, my mind just keeps on spinning and turning and just going full motion like a train and like a hamster. And it's always like that. It's always been like that. I kind of reflect on the day that I've had and, the things that I did, what I said, and what I've seen, what have you, and all the whole shebang. But then I have to really kind of calm myself down before falling asleep and try to self-soothe myself with internal dialogue and envisioning beautiful things and, things like that. But then actually I started to think about the whole situation that is going on in my life, quitting my job within the end of the month and embarking myself on this new adventurous creative journey, and that I'm bringing you along, and all the creative ideas and projects coming up with the things that I'm passionate about. And this for me is uncharted, unknown territory in terms of trying to make a living for yourself through your creative spirit and your creative energy and all that stuff. So, and for me, it's really I've turned my fear into curiosity. But long story short, to bring it back to self-doubt, I started to doubt myself again. And that's the thing with actually self-doubt. You can never truly get rid of it, which is a good thing, I think, personally. Of course, with time and trials and with personal experience and self-awareness, you can get more a better handle of yourself with self-doubt, if that makes sense. But basically that's it. I started to kind of second guess myself and second guess my whole journey and the overall process. And I was oh my God, am I actually doing the right thing? Am I going to be capable of making it work? Even if I pour all of my energy, 100%, if I go really all in, is it still going to work? And, I kind of started stumbling on myself and my self-worth and my capabilities of making it work and, all that stuff. So, and then I actually took a hold of myself, emotionally and mentally. And I was okay, calm down. if you can handle this, just like take it day by day. Don't think I had to remind myself to not think like too far ahead, to give myself grace and a chance, and to remind myself the steps like that I've taken, and the decisions that I've made to make things work and put the best chances like on my side, if you know what I mean. And then I just like wanted to shut off this like internal negative self-doubting dialogue that I was spiraling myself into. And then, like, if I'm not mistaken, like the next morning or whatever, or before going to bed, I actually got up and I had this kind of epiphany to bring it up as like today's video like subject. So here it is. I started brainstorming about this whole subject, and I've come up with approximately 10 steps, tools that I have acquired in my toolkit over the past few days and within this overall process to help me, and eventually, I hope, help you guys to kind of get these like clicks, things that internally makes you kind of, oh my God, like this is actually what I needed to hear or realize or accept or embrace or whatever. And that's it. So hopefully these points are going to help you, and as well help me ultimately in actually reaching your goals and doing what you have to do, especially when you're in like the actual process and you've made the promise of like to yourself and to others to make things work, regardless of the negative self-doubt that is going to occur. So here it is. Of course, number one, remind yourself why you're doing this. Like, have a strong purpose and a strong why. This is not like any groundbreaking news, especially in the world of personal self-development, but it's kind of cheesy, but it is true, of course. Like, if you don't have a strong purpose and why as to you have committed yourself into this journey, well, of course, like, that's it. If it's not strong enough, you're not going to make it. It's not going to be like an anchoring source for you to kind of keep you focused and having this like tunnel vision focus to what you want to achieve. And, we might have these grand, like, dramatic, cinematic, like, expectations and outcomes as to what will be our first milestone. So again, like I said, having a like strong purpose and why, and keeping your expectations like not as like romantic as possible. Keep it real. Keep it like relatively, I don't want to say low. I don't think it's like, I don't want to degrade like your goals or my goals, but really just simplify the overall process positively or negatively, like on both sides. Just keep it simple. But that's it. You have to reinforce your why and your purpose. Like for me, for example, just to give you like a better idea and vision and picture as to what I'm speaking about, if my explanation is not like very clear, like my personal purpose and reason as to why I'm embarking myself into this new journey is because I've become so like bored with my life. Just to name like an example, a few of my examples. I've become bored with my life, and I know that whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm pouring my energy into is not really giving me back like 100%. It's kind of only fulfilling me like 20%, like on my financial health or physical health. And, all the things that kind of comes down from it, from being able to fulfill my financial and physical and basic needs. But I need more than that. As a creative person, as an artist, which is painting and designing and drawing and sculpting and things like that, like using my body and my mind and my spirit and my heart and my soul, like to contribute to the world is, and even like in my personal life, I need to combine everything like together. I need to personalize my life. I need to design my own life and just pour my energy into what gives me back, like on every spectrum of my life. And as well, like I have these goals to, be a beacon of inspiration and of anchoring within my family. I don't come from a wealthy, financially speaking family. We're coming from, very, my sisters and we come from like, a very simple life and, just kind of at sometimes we had like big financial struggles, which maybe I'll touch like in a separate video, like just to share my life journey and my upbringing up till now. But anyways, this is one of like my personal why and purpose. And I want to be able to procure like and provide a secure and enjoyable rest of life for my parents, my mother, and as well like for my sisters and, my aunts and things like that, all the people who are very close to me. I want to be able to be a source of inspiration and like to kind of shake the grounds of our like personal, like family, our like lineage and family tree and all that stuff. I know that, everyone can do it. Everybody has the potential of becoming what they dream to be. And, I'm no different. I personally, I didn't always like think this way. And actually at some point, at the lowest point in my life, I was thinking like, and believing, most importantly, believing the complete opposite. I thought I didn't deserve. I was not capable. There was no chance for me to do big things and achieve great things in my life. And which was a shame because as a child, I had these big dreams of living a certain type of lifestyle and impacting different people all around the world and, being creative and pouring my energy into like passionate artistical things. And, at some point I kind of lost that spark. And now like I want to be like fully back in touch within like these parts within myself that I know I've carried on with me like ever since I was born, ever since I've been in the womb, my mother's womb. And, it would be so selfish and a sign of ungratefulness from my part if I wouldn't listen to myself, listen to the deepest part of myself and give back, give back to my parents because I'm the person that I am because of them. I am the person that I am also because of God, because I know that God put me on this earth like for a reason, with a purpose, and not only like just myself, but for everyone, all the people that I know around me personally and you as well. Maybe this is something, it's kind of hitting me right now, but maybe this is something that you needed to hear. You're maybe like questioning your self-worth and questioning as like to the reason why you are present in this earth. And even if like, is everything real? Like, I don't know if you guys have ever felt like this feeling, or had this thought like cross your mind, like, are the things that I'm actually seeing and feeling and touching and being present in, like, and thinking, and is it real? Like, I sometimes I get these kind of existential like crisis like moments where I'm questioning everything, and it's just so like, it's so bizarre, but in the most like mysterious and beautiful way. And that's why I believe there's a God, because there's no way that all of the things that I see, that I can feel, that I can think about are just made out of like, thin air. For me, it doesn't make any sense. Sometimes I do question like the purpose of life and if God is actually really here. Like, of course, sometimes I think about these things, but ultimately I do believe in these things. And anyways, I'm kind of running on like a whole rant, but just to name a few, the purpose, like my reason why, my purpose is to, that's it, like respect myself and respect the people around me who are supporting me, who believes in me. And, as for myself as well, like to, that's it, respect my desires, my purpose, the person that I am, my gifts, the toolkits that I've been given within this current life. I have to be grateful, and I want to share. Gratefulness is nothing without action. If you're grateful for something, you have to show it, not only say it, but you have to be into action, like, in motion with your body. And, you have to be in synchronization, in alignment with all the parts of yourself. And that's it. This will be actually another point which I will touch like later on in the video. But as for right now, having a strong purpose and strong reason why is actually going to put you back, like re-anchor you into this journey of yours and keep you stable and realign your spine, put your spine like back on straight and keep on going. So this is actually number one. And also actually before going to number two, like be committed to stay committed, regardless of what happens, regardless of the self-doubt, regardless of what you're feeling, what you're thinking, like, because if you do not respect your commitments and the promises that you keep to yourself, you are actually going to lower down the levels of your personal level of self-confidence. Confidence is built by keeping the promises that you are giving to others and also within yourself. It's like it's a two-way street. If you want to trust somebody, well, you have to actually like study their actions and their movements and their decisions and the way that they act. And by that, you will know if this person is going to be a person worth of trust or not, and it's the same thing for you. Like, don't be a hypocrite and just think that, if I say this or if I do that, nobody's going to notice and nobody's going to care about it. Like, no, people are not stupid. People actually do study you. People actually observe you and listen to you. And, if you don't keep the promises that you keep onto firstly within yourself, but also to others, well, people are not going to trust you. And again, it's going to be a subconscious like byproduct that you're not going to trust yourself either. And this is, again, it's going to lower down your levels of like personal, like self-esteem and confidence. So again, be committed to staying committed within your commitments. So that's it. And number three, actually, which is a very huge part and not necessarily easy, but capable thing to do. But it is actually to embrace the fact that you're going to have to make sacrifices. So for instance, let's say you want to embark on the journey of, being healthy, to go to the gym and, to watch what you're eating, how many steps you're making a day, and how active you are, and, the whole shebang. You have to face the fact and embrace and accept the fact that you will have to make sacrifices in order to achieve your goals. It's not by hitting the gym and, by being active or watching your calorie calories, actually, your calorie counting and all that stuff, that it's not only that's going to make you lose weight or like gain weight, whatever. You have to be willing to make sacrifices of the things that you love. Yeah, of course, like if you sacrifice something, it's to let go of something that you are addicted to, that you love, but that it is like actually harming you or hindering you to achieve your goals. Like, for instance, you might have the habit of, eating like cookies at night or having dessert at night. I don't want to demonize like desserts specifically, but you know what I mean? Like an unhealthy dessert, the habit of like having sweets before going to bed. And, you're trying to, get back into shape. Maybe you haven't been in shape in a really long time. And, in order to achieve this goal, you're going to have to sacrifice of not eating cookies like every night or whatever, like twice a week, 3 times a week, or you're going to have to kind of make peace with the fact that you're going to have to let go of these cookies or, drinking sodas in order to, be healthy and to get back into shape. And that's it, emotionally and mentally, it's like very hard. You're going to have to put a cross on this and, just for a while. Again, like sacrifices don't have to be like a long-term, like eternal, kind of let go. You might tell yourself, just to break it down for you, like, okay, well, I'm going to give up eating cookies like every night and I will have like a cookie on a specific day, like a Saturday evening after dinner or whatever. I'm just kind of putting up this example right now, just for now, but it can be like whatever you are really addicted to and you can't seem or fathom to let go of, like that is the thing that, and it's actually hindering your goals. That is exactly the thing that you need to let go of. Or just for a while, again, like give yourself the challenge to try it out, try this new challenge for a week, to make this little sacrifice for a week. And again, like something that is just hitting me right now, oftentimes the smallest decisions, the smallest changes, shifts, creates the biggest like changes within your life, internally or externally, and to help you achieve your goals. So, that's an example. Again, it doesn't have to be long term. And once you commit yourself to actually make the small, baby step sacrifices, you're going to gain momentum and you're going to prove to yourself, you're going to, again, build your self-confidence as to, hey, actually, it's not that bad. It's not that hard. Like, again, your body and your brain, your mind is so smart and it can actually shift like so quickly. You can be very surprised as to how quickly you can actually maneuver like certain mental hurdles and, mental shifts inside of you, if that makes sense. So that is actually like step number 3. And, just to give you a last example, as for me personally, I love watching movies and I love inspiring, because for me, it's like a sort of way to get inspired and see new things and, get new perspectives on like different avenues of life or, artistic things and whatnot. But I know that I'm going to be so busy within the next like months. And, right now, even as well, like right now, I know I have to make the sacrifice of, letting go of watching a movie when I come back from work. And that's it. Like, just get my mind focused on my personal goals, which is like to create and be more into the actionable like process of this creative journey. So I have to stop watching movies almost every night or every second night. I have to restructure my schedule and be a little bit more intentional and precise with how I spend my time and my energy. So that's it. I kind of exposed myself. Now I have to fully commit, and that's it. Hold my word, because I don't want to be a hypocrite, and I don't want to tell you to do something and, ask for me, like, not do it, not apply it in my personal life. So that's it. Hope this helps. Number 4, it is to understand and apply the laws of energetic flow. And let me get into this. Like, I have realized that, we all have like 2 pathways with our energy, whether it's like in your personal life or workflow or what have you, or, spiritual and whatnot. You have like 2 pathways. You have the energetic flow within like your body, like actionable steps, and the verb of taking action, versus the other route, which is the mind, like internal energy, which is again the spirit, heart, mind, and soul. The but more so mind like pathway. I hope this is going to make sense, but I have realized that whenever I get into this loop of self-doubt, it is like energetic. The flow of my energy is poured inside my brain, like in my mind, because I'm not investing my energy into my body. I don't know if you know what I mean. Hopefully you do, or at least you kind of get where I'm going with this. But if I don't like put my focus and my energy into my body, if I'm not in the actionable steps of doing the things that I want or need to do, or if I like take a break or whatever, like my energy will be like drawn back into my mind. And this is where like, you're going to start like creating this internal dialogue within yourself. So, and most importantly, importantly, and, my point is that, your mind, your brain is like the remote control of your life and your body. And your mind is trying to keep you safe and secure and, like trying to keep you safe, basically, like in survival mode, basically. So yeah, like, and your mind, like there's this quote that I heard from a friend of mine, which is, your brain is a bitch, because that's it. It's trying to keep you safe. It's trying to keep you like comfortable and secure and, face no harm or threat, just to keep you safe again, because of, all the history of, the human biology and the human history, that we would be like threatened by external threats in nature with like predators and whatnot to, to keep us safe. And that's it. So, I know that my brain is a bitch. And if I don't pour my energy within the actionable steps of what I need to do, then my brain is going to screw me over and, trying to bring me down and, keep me safe, basically, keep me in this cocoon of like warmth and security and, safety overall, physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. So And, by having a safe life is not going to bring you to where you want to go. Like, ultimately, it's not going to bring you to the dreams and the goals that you have like envisioned within yourself and within your heart. So you have to create, win this actual like mental and overall internal battle. And I think it's actually a gift from God, to when he brings you these, visions and these goals and these dreams, there's a reason why. And, I think God is actually trying to test you. God is, testing you to show yourself, prove yourself, and ultimately to him that, you have this battle, you have this internal adventure within yourself. Like, are you up to the challenge? Are you going to be aware of what is actually going on and, do what you want to do? Or are you going to be a slave of your flesh and, stay stagnant and stay where you are for the rest of your life? So that's it. Understanding the energetic flow. If you're doubting yourself, like, realize that you're most likely, just like me, just like everyone else, you are, letting this energetic flow being overpoured into your mind, into your brain, which again, brain is a bitch. The body is a science and a universe of itself. It's a mind of itself. So again, like, create this shift of pouring your energy into your body actually being into action, so that you will kind of cut the flow of pouring too much energy into your mind and use your brain to your advantage, not like as a kind of as a slave, if that makes sense, or like a dictator of your life. Pour back your energy into your body, into the actionable steps. And that will immensely actually help you within like your journey of battling self-doubt and reaching your goals. So I hope this one helps. Let me know what you think. Reminder number 5, which is kind of a follow-up of number 4, is to shut down the noise. Again, by pouring your energy into your body, and realize that all of these internal thoughts and emotions, it is just distraction. Again, it's false. This is just noise to distract you from where you want to go and where you need to go, and to kind of distract you and shut down the voices of, your internal voice of your purpose, and, as to why you're doing this. That's it. Like, it's just realize and accept the fact that it's just noise. Don't let these emotions or these thoughts like influence your actions and influence your belief of, making these visions and these dreams and goals like actually happen within the material physical world, into your own like world. So just realize it's just like internal distraction. It's not true. Let them pass by, listen to them, hear them, acknowledge them, but let them go. And just don't care. Like, don't care about these negative self messages that you are going through inside your brain. Like, oh, I can't do this. I'm not capable enough. I can't make this happen because I'm not smart enough. I'm not talented enough. I don't know what I'm doing, or, XYZ. Just realize that these are mediocre, stupid excuses. And, well, actually, no, that's not true. Depends. Like, if you don't really have actual, like, a plan, or, you're just embarking yourself like into plain void and you don't really know what you're doing, like, try to get a grip of yourself and make a actionable like plan to follow up, and which is going to build your self-confidence and shut down like the internal talk of like self-doubt. But just realize these are just distractions and let them go. Just don't build this like internal attachment, or don't latch onto these thoughts and emotions or beliefs that you have about yourself, because you have the power to accept or not accept whatever comes through your mind, and as well as like other people, what they think or say about you. If you're a good person, like, and they don't know about it, then just let them say whatever like they want to say. Like oftentimes people just like project what they think or feel that they like who they are onto other people, but it's not about you. It's not personal to you. It's personal to them. So just shut it off and respect it, but let it go. Number 6, trust your ability to create these critical thinking skills and your creativity. So, personally, I'll try to use my example as like myself as an example, but I would like get lost and blinded by the emotion of panic. And whenever there would be like a challenge that would arise from a certain situation, or like, within my personal goals or whatever, panic would just like overcome and overpower me and like not only emotionally, but mentally. And it would kind of shut off my ability of creating like critical like thinking thoughts, if that makes sense. And it would also inhibit me of using my creativity to find solutions to these problems that I would encounter. So just calm down and get a grip of yourself, and, use your mind, your brain to your own advantage. Because again, your brain is a bitch, but also you just have to know that how to use that tool and to your own advantage. So instead of like panicking, just again, take a hold back of yourself, hold your horses, and like tell yourself, okay, like panicking is not going to be like the solution to fixing this problem. So, okay, like what do I have to do right now in order to bypass or to come over this challenge? I'm trying to think about like an example. Okay, let's say that, you are a part like of a car crash or an accident and someone is injured. Like let's say very critically injured. Let's say this person, broke a leg or something, broke its arm or whatever. And you as a person who is a witness of this accident, you have the actual skill of, like being of rescue to people who have been a part of an accident, or, you can fix an arm basically, or a leg. And if you let panic and overwhelm, like overpower you, and you get like so self focused that you forget like the other person that is actually injured, this is not going to help the situation. So you have to get a grip of your emotions and, get back to yourself, get back to your senses, get back to reality, and, fix this person's problem, which is, okay, like this person's leg is broken. So let me, take, I don't know, like a piece of clothing and wrap it up, do what you have to do what you have to do, and call 911, stay calm and be present with a person who needs your support, and just like, tackle everything that you need to do in order to save this person's life. And then that's it. Like, you will have used your personal critical thinking skills and your creativity to, fix this problem, or, find a solution in order to have a better flow of this critical like circumstance, if that makes sense. So I hope this helps, but that's it. Reminder number 6 is to use your critical thinking skills and your creativity to find solutions. And again, like, don't be a slave of your own flesh and your emotions, because again, the body and your mind have a mind of its own. So keep that in mind and use the like God-given skills that you have on hand, which is personal to you, to your unique personality and whatnot. And that's it. So this is really going to help you, which has really helped me, by the way. So yeah, hope this helps. Number 7 is to drop your ego. And dropping your ego is huge, because you're going to give yourself the grace of, being willing to ask for help when in need, and as well as support, and to ask for, resources if this is what is needed in your own like personal adventure. So I will try to find an example for myself, but I used to be held back because of my ego, because of the fear of how people would see me. Whether it was close family, people that I didn't really know, that I didn't really care about, and vice versa. But most importantly, my ego for like how I would vision myself once I would be on the path, like the first few steps of my personal journey, if that makes sense. Like, for example, I have wanted to create like a YouTube channel for a very long time. Like, I will say ever since like back in 2017 or something, and it's almost been like 9 years. It's been a really long time. And, this pressure of wanting to pursue this idea, this kind of dream, has been building up like over time and like over and over again. And because of my ego, because of my fear of like personal self-judgment and external judgment, I never took the step, or I would kind of start, but kind of know that I wouldn't be all in. So I wouldn't fully embark myself into this new journey, if you know what I mean. So, and that's it. Like, because I was afraid of being perceived like cheesy, or like kind of too trendy or whatever, because everybody wants to start like a YouTube channel. It's kind of a trendy thing, I think. And with that being said, I'm pretty sure like I've been influenced a little bit, but it's normal. It's everybody observes like other people, and they kind of envision themselves like living this kind of outcome, but they never act upon like these aspirations, if that makes sense. So anyways, that's it. Like, I would be held back because of ego, and ego would create like a lot of internal like dialogue, dialogue of, you know, me not being able, oh, like, what do you think? Like, you're a bad like communicator. You're a bad, you know, you're not very comfortable with being viewed or being seen. So, you're not going to be good at this. So might as well like not like do it. And that was like self-doubt lying to me and getting the best out of me, and, you know, kind of feeding my ego of never starting because I was afraid of what I would think of myself and other people thinking of me, and the whole stuff and shebang. And it actually kind of, that's it. It was just holding me back and feeding my internal dialogue of self-doubt. So in order for me to respect myself, I had to, and to shut down like the internal voice of self-doubt, I have to kind of be in the action again, pouring my energy not into my brain anymore, but into physical action. Like, no, I'm going to do this, and I will commit to this goal and this project because it is not easy for me, which is making the whole like adventure like so much more interesting and fun. And, you know, it's like a muscle. If you want to be strong to lift weights and things like that, it's not by doing nothing. You have to, you know, lift the weights, even if you're very weak at the beginning and you're not going to be good and perfect like within the first few steps, but by repetition and consistency and resilience, you will make your arm muscles and your overall body muscles like stronger, and you will be a beacon of, you know, example for other people, and it's going to build up your self-esteem and self-confidence. So your best way to battle against your ego is to be in action mode, in the verb of doing things, you know. So that's it. And just, again, also be willing, give yourself the grace to ask for help, ask for advice, ask for support, resources, or whatever like you need in order to bring you forward towards like your goals and your dreams and your visions. And, you know, realize that the monsters in your head are like a lot more scarier than what they actually are. It's all like an illusion. And in order to, you know, face these demons, these monsters, you have to go at a front with them and, you know, slay them, if that makes sense. And that's it. Just crush them. And you're not going to be afraid anymore. And you're not going to be driven by ego. Your life is not going to be driven by ego anymore. It's going to be driven by bravery and courage and adventure and gratitude. So that's it. That was point number 7. Point number 8 is to be open and honest and be willing to be vulnerable if in need. Be honest with yourself, but most importantly, be honest with the people who are around you. And the reason why I'm saying this is because, you know, when you are honest, when you're telling the truth, and when you are being truthful, like towards yourself, and actually towards yourself, like most importantly and firstly, it's going to be much easier to be honest and vulnerable and open towards others. You know, the reason why I think people lie to other people is because they're ultimately lying to themselves, like firstly. So by being honest with yourself, you're going to be honest towards other people around you. And your life is not going to be driven by fear or insecurity or anxiety. Because when a person is lying or in this, like in the spiral of being in constant like lying mode, then it creates a lot of fear, anxiety, and stress. Because you're always afraid that the truth will be exposed, because it will be exposed eventually. Sooner or later, that if you're lying, if you're being dishonest and untruthful towards others and yourself, well, it's going to be exposed. It's going to come out like eventually. And you're living a life of fear and a lot of self-doubt and low self-esteem. So you have to be comfortable to tell the truth, even, and most importantly, to tell the truth when it is uncomfortable to do it and to face it. So being open and honest is going to break you open and make you it's going to set you free. And the reason why I'm saying this, like just for like an example, when I was a kid, I used to lie like a lot, whether it was for like to be liked by other people, or it was to be accepted, or it was to, to let go of like the fear of being punished or whatever. Like as a child, it would create this false sense of security, like as a child, but it would create this huge sense of anxiety and overall self-doubt. So anyways, the reason why I'm kind of telling this story is my personal story, is because that's it. Like when you're constantly lying, then even about like the most significant or insignificant things, it's really going to affect your internal dialogue as to who you are and who you present yourself to be, like personally, but also towards others, if that makes sense. So that's it. Being honest and open and vulnerable is really going to help you. And something that helps me, like personally, to, face these like sorts of challenge is also to pray, like open up. If you can't be honest, like truthfully to yourself or to others, like first step would be to actually pray, like pray internally with God and let him know what you have within your heart or in your mind, and be truthful to him. It's a conversation, it's a relationship between you and him, like soulfully, like on a spiritual level, on a basic level, it's just you and him, and nobody else can listen to these conversations that you're creating between your creator and yourself. So, and this can be actually the first step to break you open, and God by his Holy Spirit is going to help you make the next steps, which is be honest with yourself afterwards. And then after, it's going to kind of create this, it's kind of like unblocking this blockage of being honest towards others. And again, like asking for God's guidance and Holy Spirit and grace, he can actually help you navigate these, hard situations with other people or yourself, and kind of improve your internal dialogue of self-esteem and overall like trusting yourself and stop doubting yourself. So that's it. Point number 9 is to realize and embrace and accept the fact that self-doubt is a very normal and natural part of the process. It's okay if you don't believe in yourself like fully in the first few steps. Like a phrase that I love to remind myself, and that I oftentimes like tell myself, is that just try it out. You will see. Like, give yourself grace and give yourself a chance. Of course, you don't know what you are doing. You've never been on this path before. You've never tried out these new, things before. You've never taken these steps, or you've never taken this decision before. You can't know 100% with full guarantee that it's going to succeed. You don't know. You've never been there before. For some people it works, for some people it doesn't. But if it doesn't work, then just find another solution. Use your creativity to find new solutions and a different equation to fix this problem. And eventually, maybe a couple times, after, the 4th, 5th, 6th, or 7th time, you're going to, unblock this challenge, and you're going to go through it, and you will be able to move on to your next step and to the next decisions and actions. So just realize, again, that's it, that you are facing these emotions or thoughts with good reason, and it is completely normal. Don't demonize it. Embrace it, and again, give yourself grace and a chance to navigate this overall adventure and challenge. And again, don't be so stuck up with this whole process internally, but be in motion, be in action, be in the actionable steps of what you need to do to propel you towards your dreams and your goals and your visions. So that was point number 9. Point number 10, which is kind of a follow-up of number 9, repetition. Repetition, repetition over and over again of these 9 prior steps. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, repeat. Because by repetition and by stay consistent and persistent and resilient, this is how you will create the second nature of this overall process. Okay, I know how to play this game now. I know what are the next few steps, how to navigate this internal challenge or external challenge, how to, bypass certain things that I have already done before. I have to revisit and go back again. But again, this is going to reinforce your self-esteem and self-confidence, and it's going to, step by step with time, shut down these internal voices of self-doubt, and you're going to be able to prove to yourself and to others that you can do it, and that if you can do it, then other people can do it as well. You're not special, but you are unique. That is something that is actually huge. Don't try to think that you're special, because by thinking that you're special, you're actually feeding your ego. But realize that you are unique, and by being unique, your path, your adventure is going to look slightly different from the person next to you or the people around you. Again, but be focused on your own personal journey, and use others adventures or story as an inspiration, and don't build this internal jealousy and self-comparison to shut you down or bring you down, or to kind of derail you of your personal path and goals and dreams and visions and whatnot. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you understood what I was trying to bring forward within this episode. So again, feel free to let me know what you thought of it. If you have any recommendations as to how I can improve my content, let me know. I am very open to positive and criticism. You know, I just want to get better at this and get better at this in order to not only build up my own self-confidence, but to deliver the best content that I can provide as possible. So I hope this helps. Again, I will leave my email address and social media handles within the description box down below. So if you want to, you know, message me or open up about something, or if you want me to touch on certain like things in particular that maybe you think I could be of help with, again, it will be a pleasure to assist you and ultimately assist myself in a certain way. So thank you again for watching. I will see you guys next Friday. And yeah, I wish you a great day or evening wherever you're, or whatever time you're watching this video. So thanks a lot. And yeah, see you soon. Bye-bye.